Good morning. Happy Sunday. Give everybody a minute to get the notification and jump on. It is very, very cold here this morning, single digits, but the weather has been so dramatic here the last couple of days, an incredible amount of wind and cold that I really have not been outside since Thursday afternoon. So I woke up this morning and was like, I have to go outside today, no matter how cold it is. So hi everybody as you're coming in. I actually just went outside for a few minutes and walked down by the yellow portal because I was trying to kind of meditate and tune in here at my desk and I couldn't do it. Like the energy feels really amped today, but in a good way. And so I really needed to go outside. And you see my hair is still wet from my shower and it froze instantly. I went outside. It was so cold, but it's defrosted now. It's a little bit better. But it felt good to go outside. And I think I'm actually feeling pulled to a specific location today. So I may probably, I don't know, hour and a half drive from here. So I may see if I can get there. Like I said, we had such a horrible windstorm the last 2 days. There's a lot of trees down. I don't know where they're at in clearing them all off of the roadways. But luckily, actually, I hadn't been outside since yesterday's wind, and I just gave it a quick look when I went outside, and all our trees are standing. So thanks to the guardians, I think we're some of the few people that didn't get hit with lots of trees turned upside down. So good morning. Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Katie. Happy to see you all here. Happy Sunday. I don't know how you're all feeling, but I went to bed feeling really good and excited last night, and I woke up feeling good and excited this morning. It just, outside of kind of everything else that's going on, and I did take a long, most of the day break off of social media yesterday because it's intense right now. It's a lot to take in, so I know you guys are all feeling it as well. Oh, Will is here too. Good morning, Will. He'll know part of the story that I'm going to share this morning about these little crystals. So let's get into it. I have a little bit more of a story to share because while I was tuning in and kind of asking what we should do this morning and what we should meditate on, I was directed back to a little bit of channel message that I did either last week or the week before. And it's kind of funny. Sometimes things come in bits and pieces and I write them down. And I don't always share them at the time because I either don't have enough context or I'm not sure how to share them or whether it's just for me or to be shared. But I was sent back to this specific piece from, I don't know, a week or 10 days ago. And I know I've talked about this before. I just have a notebook I carry around just for channeled messages so that they stay in one place. So I highly recommend it so that when things, pop into your head or information wants to come through, that you can do that. But the piece that I was really pointed back to this morning was this information that was coming through about kind of how matter gets organized, and that being, ourselves as well as all other matter on Earth. And really, so the information said, that life on Earth is a template. Earth itself is a template. And so really, a matter like our bodies is sustained by a universal frequency. And I take that to be the Schumann resonance, which is really like the heartbeat of the Earth. It's the vibration that the Earth is aligned to, and it's what your body aligns to when you do go out into nature. And so that's part of kind of what's sustaining our bodies into this organized thing that we call matter. But the information said it's really quite fluid, as evidenced by how our bodies change to and react to frequency. And, frequency being sound, frequency being I mean, really anything else in our environment. And so you can see how our bodies react and feel, even like how much your ear will be ringing. That's a frequency that's coming in, and that's your body responding to that. And so the message was that, we should work with frequency to change matter. And we can do things like toning or playing crystal bowls or just musical instruments in general. I wrote down crystal bowls are toning to the crystals in the earth and then vibrating back into our bodies. And that our bodies easily align with new frequencies, but that the hard work is overcoming our brain. So our brain is telling us all the things, that we don't want to do, or we don't think is right, or we don't think we should do. But our bodies will just easily realign with a new frequency. And so what I was reminded of when I reread this morning, I really could look back and see really how so many things that happened in the last year are kind of preparing us for what's happening now in 2020. And I mean that like on a big picture, not just the virus and not just, kind of what's happening in our immediate thing, but really how much the energy is shift, how much I really feel like January of 2020, we stepped into a new timeline. It completely shifted into a new timeline. And so now we have all these other kind of undone, dangling timelines that don't quite match up with the new frequency, because we basically, our consciousness was such that we were able to align with the new frequency. But now our brains especially are telling us like, this feels weird, this doesn't feel right. And so we're trying to put the pieces together and get aligned with the new frequency. And so what's interesting is that last summer, it was in the summertime, a friend of mine and some other people that are on this call that I see actually went to the, I think they're caves in New York where you can mine Herkimer crystals. And she mined a bunch of them and really received messages as to which ones went to which people that she knew. And so a handful of us got these crystals, and I'm going to show them to you so you can connect with them, because then the rest of the story will make sense. So if you can hopefully connect with their energy. So crystals also are a frequency. In fact, let me see, here's another part of the channeling says, crystals are divine consciousness in solid form. So, I don't know if you can see all these little ones. They're little tiny crystals. But they're all Herkimer crystals, Herkimer diamonds. These are, they're so teeny tiny. Can you see them? But when they arrived at my house, they arrived on the same day, just coincidentally, that a friend sent me a little sample of, can't twist it, Melissa essential oil, which is very, very expensive. And I still have a few drops in there, but they all came in the mail at the same time, and I opened them at the same time, and I was like hit with this overwhelming flood of emotion and really felt like they needed to work together. And so the first time I sat down and channeled with these crystals, and I'll hold this one up so you guys can see it, the bigger one, I had a guide step forward along with this one that said, he was kind of like a school teacher, like an older guy, kind of Mr. Rogers like a cardigan sweater. And he wanted to teach me some lessons connected with these crystals. And the first one was whether or not I could be in a bunch of places at once. He asked me to try and see if I could do it. And I don't remember what I did the first time. I can't remember what my method was the first time, but I was wrong. However it was that I tried to do it was not what he had in mind. And so he asked me to try again. And when I tried again, I realized that in fact, I could diffuse my matter. In this case, I could diffuse my energy, I could diffuse my molecules, and I could send them all over the world to any place and time wherever I wanted to be. And he seemed pleased with that and was like, good job, you did it right. And so I'm not sure I shared that story before or not. What's funny is after that, I wrapped these crystals back up. I had them in like this little pouch, and they've been in the zipper pocket of my coat all winter. So they've been with me. But they've really just kind of been in my coat pocket. And so they wanted to come back out today. And I knew right away they wanted that Melissa oil. So I kind of like cleansed them with that since they've been in my pocket most of the winter. And now here they are to join us. Actually, I'm going to move them up so you won't be able to see it. I'm going to put them on my laptop right here so they're with us during this meditation. But in December, I had another experience actually on the solstice where I experienced the same thing in a much more powerful way, where I was able to, think of a time or a place and precisely. And some of that, we do in our, that's really what we're doing in a shamanic journey anyhow. But it was much more clear kind of to me how to have that experience and how to make it work. So with all of that set up, I want to get into our meditation, which I'm not completely sure how is going to go. And I know I've said this before, that usually this information just kind of like channels through and I just share what I'm seeing as we're doing the meditation. And so sometimes I have a more clear idea of what direction we're headed and which way we're going to go. But I get the impression that we're going to just experiment with this idea of removing the matter, diffusing it back into energy and molecules, and being able to experience other places and times so that I guess even in our quarantines, we're not really quarantined just to our house, even though maybe our physical bodies are here. So, okay, all of that lead up. So excited to see all of you here. If you do, I just realized I didn't grab any other oil this morning, so this must be the one I'm supposed to work with. But if you have an oil you want to work with, you might want a notebook for this one, just in case messages come through for you, or you want to take notes just as soon as we're done. But I will put my oil here. Go ahead and get comfortable. Oh, I just got really thirsty. I don't know if that's somebody else or if that's me. I didn't bring any water in here with me. Oh, okay. Settle in, close your eyes, and take a deep breath in and out. Shaking off any of that jittery energy that I'm feeling. Settling in. One more deep breath in and out. Go ahead and ground your energy down into the earth, sending it deep all the way down to the core of the earth, and plugging it in. I'm seeing almost like a rainbow grounding cord today instead of the golden one. All of the colors are connecting down into the earth, and then pull them back up into your feet, into your body. All the way up through your chest, your shoulders, your neck, your head, and out the top of your head, letting that energy cascade down the outside of your body. And then opening to source energy above you and pulling that down. Down into your heart. And then continuing to push that energy down into the rest of your body, all the way down to your feet. Now take a moment to connect in with those Herkimer crystals that I showed you. Feel into them with your body, with your heart. Know that their energy can be diffused and brought into your energy if you so wish. Feel the wisdom and the information from the crystals filtering through all the cells of your body. You and the crystal are one and the same. You can easily exchange wisdom and information. So I ask this crystal if it has a message for you today. You may want to pause and just write down any notes so you can continue on without trying to remember what the message is. Thank the crystal for sharing this experience with you this morning. And then turn your attention back to your body. And instead of picturing it as a solid form, see it as flexible, just a combination of energy and matter, all vibrating together in an organized way. But you can stretch it out, play around with changing your body into different shapes, patterns, sacred geometry, whatever picture you get in your mind. Organize your body into that shape. You feel light and energetic. And you can play and experiment with all different forms and shapes. It's very easy to do. Now, I want you to think of a place or a time or a place and time that you really feel pulled to visit, called to visit. The first one that pops into your mind is the right one. I want you to pull just some of your self, some of your energy, some of your molecules, and organize them into a glowing sphere of light and send them to that place and time. It's not a long journey because that place and time is happening right now, just like this one is, and they can just go there. And the rest of you is still in this place, but you are also in that place. And take a moment to look around and take in the surroundings, the sights, the sounds, the smells, what it feels like. And tune into your higher self and ask if there is anything specific that you need from this place or that this place and time needs from you. If there's something you need to do that now. You can organize the energy into whatever shape you need to accomplish the task. And when you're done, reorganize back into the sphere of light and come back to your physical body where it is here, and it easily rejoins the rest of your body. Now, know that if you receive any messages that you need to travel to another place or another time to do any kind of work, that you can do it just like that. and then easily come back to this place and time. So now take a moment and reorganize your body however you'd like it to be for the day. You can get your Merkabas spinning fast, that you're vibrating at a high rate. You can set your energy field as wide or as close as you'd like, whatever feels good to you, to set the tone for the day ahead. And then wiggle your fingers and toes. Come back into your physical body, even though it might feel a little more flexible than it did before we started. Take a deep breath in and out. And then open your eyes. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed your experience. I will stay on for just a minute or so today in case anyone wants to share in the comments about their experience or has any messages to share. I get the sense that this week is going to be a very powerful week and leading up to the spring equinox. And I think a lot of us are going to be called to do bits and pieces and parts that are needed for whatever is coming in, whatever we are holding space for, really feeling into this new timeline and what that feels like. I think that we're already seeing so many opportunities for us to reconnect with the earth and reconnect with nature. I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but I think there's a lot of people who are experiencing slowing down, being quiet, and hearing internal messages, maybe for the first time ever. And so I think we're all getting deployed to places and times we may be needed to help hold that energy. So honor the messages that are coming through for you, because everybody receives something different depending on what your skill set is. And yeah, keep sharing in the group. It's so wonderful to hear from all of you, and I'll continue to be here every morning and for as long as I can. So have a wonderful Sunday, everybody. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you soon.